Good morning, dear hearts. We're on lesson 18. Please subscribe. Today's lesson, I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. And I see no neutral things was yesterday's lesson. But I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of those things that are not neutral, but which come into my purview, and I believe them to be real. So the idea for today is another step in learning that the thoughts which give rise to what you see are never neutral or unimportant. And that kind of goes back to the discussion about thoughts having power. It also emphasizes the idea that minds are joined, which will be given increasing stress later on. Minds are joined. This is the first time in the workbook that we have been told this, that minds are joined. Now, it was alluded to in lesson 14 that God did not create a meaningless world, when in paragraph 6 and prior to that, it was like, looking around, God did not create that war, it is not real. God did not create that airplane crash, it is not real. Then in paragraph 6, it said, this is your personal repertory of horrors at which you are looking, whatever these things I'm looking at that give rise to fear within me. These things are part of the world you see. Some of them are shared illusions, and others are part of your personal hell. It does not matter. God did not create them. Shared illusions indicates that we share in these particular ideas that bring forth fear and unrest within us. The reason we have those shared illusions is because minds are joined. So today's idea does not refer to what you see as much as to how you see it. How do I see these things? Therefore, the exercises for today emphasize this aspect of your perception. The 3 or 4 practice periods which are recommended should be done as follows. Look around you. We're getting very used to doing that now. Selecting subjects for the application of the idea today as randomly as possible. Again, we're getting used to doing that, to look around, don't include specifically or exclude specifically, and keeping your eyes on each thing that we see long enough simply to say, I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of how I see blank. How do I see whatever it is? It could be a cup. It could be a headline on Facebook or the news. I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of how I see that, because this is really part of that shared illusion. Our minds are joined. And so if it is bringing forth, whatever this thing is bringing forth fear within me, I'm not alone in experiencing those effects. Also, if I'm looking at a video of kittens playing, I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of that either. That feeling, that joy, that laughter, that full-heartedness. Again, I think I'm making up words, but that full heart that I feel when I look at the kittens playing, I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of that. The part of the reason for that, and you'll hear me say this often, I'm not sure I've said it yet this year, is this idea of the pebble in the pond, and the effects, the experience that I'm having is that pebble that I drop into this pristine lake, as it were, and the ripple effects go out. The ripple effects of how I'm feeling reverberate throughout this world, and they will touch others. So if I'm having a fear thought, I am projecting that onto others. If I'm having a loving thought, I'm extending that to others. It's another distinction that we will speak more of in months to come. So conclude each practice period by repeating the more general statement, I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing, and a minute or so, or even less, will be sufficient for each practice period. So 3 to 4 times. Again, we can find 3 to 4 minutes throughout the course of this day to practice this idea. It will increase. Okay, spoiler alert, it will increase. But again, we're bringing together this idea that I have no neutral thoughts, I see no neutral things, but I'm also not alone in the effect of these things that I'm thinking or seeing. They're never neutral. Okay? I have no neutrality within me because I'm dealing with a separated mind. That's why we go back to, I do not understand anything I see in this room, and I've given all the meaning. All of this is coming from that untrained mind that we are working day by day to help it to come into an alignment with God and not stay in the grip of the ego. So this course is very cohesive, it's very consistent. It is going to lead us gently down this path, and we will definitely see the reverberations of this in our life. So that's it for today. I hope it helped. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please smile, please comment, please breathe and release everything else, and pray for the realization of all of the gifts that we are being offered. Namaste.